a few things as a preamble. Madam Speaker, I want to take you back to where we had started. Madam Speaker, Malawi Congress Party government came into power against the background that economic-wise, the economy was not necessarily performing. Madam Speaker, we know that around 2019, the national debt was hovering around 4.2, 4.3 trillion Malawi kwacha. That is a background, Madam Speaker. We also know that the Malawi Congress Party was coming in when actually the international donor community had suspended direct budgetary support. That's another very important issue, Madam Speaker, I want to highlight because it essentially forms part of the building blocks of my argument and submission this afternoon. Madam Speaker, we also know that at that point in time, it was very difficult, Madam Speaker, for a person, an ordinary person in the village to access farm inputs, either through a loan or indeed through a social protection program. That is the background where we are coming from. Madam Speaker, a picture has been painted as if the economy is not performing. Madam Speaker, a picture has been painted as if the donor community doesn't have the confidence and trust in this government. Madam Speaker, indeed some honorable members and some other quarters have pushed a narrative that the donor community and any other stakeholder, development stakeholder that has been working hand in hand with Dr. Lazarus Chakwera's government, they seem not to have trust in this. But Madam Speaker, through my submission this afternoon, you will see that there is total trust and sustenance of confidence in this government. I will cite just a few examples. Right Honorable Speaker, you remember that just recently we got sweet news that there is a direct budgetary support of 80 million US dollars. And this has happened under this president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, and under that Minister of Finance. That is a clear indication that there is confidence in this government. Madam Speaker, we can cite so many issues. For example, we can pick about 250.8 million US dollars energy project that this government has actually secured. We also know that in the energy sector, this government has secured 350 million US dollars for construction of Mpatamanga hydro power plant. And these are not just mere jokes, Madam Speaker. For the donors to inject such type of resources into Malawi at a time when other people seem to be proclaiming that all is not well, I think the statistics in terms of resources that are coming in is actually negating such type of allegations. Madam Speaker, we know that 36 million US dollars has gone to AGCOM and a number of communities are accessing the resources. So what this implies, Madam Speaker, is that this government, within the operating environment, impacted by exogenous factors that have affected the global economies, the donor community is having the confidence. The donor community is trusting this government. It is trusting this government because the donor community knows that those resources are being used prudently and those resources can be accounted for. And accountability, Madam Speaker, is the hallmark of administrative governance, which is a plus for the government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. And if you go further, Madam Speaker, what we have seen just in the past, while some other people are claiming that, no, the economy is not working, we are not delivering, we are not giving the services to the people. They are the very same people that have accessed farm inputs through the mega farm loan inputs program. We can cite examples of honorable members, politicians outside, and a number of communities that have accessed the loan to advance productivity of maize and other cash crops. And that seriously shows that this government is focused on productivity, is focused on value addition, is focused on broadening the tax base. Madam Speaker, this government has also focused on ensuring that the youths can access the loans through NIF. We know in my constituency some youth clubs have accessed some loans, but I also know that other youth clubs, they haven't accessed yet due to operational factors, not necessarily the availability of resources. So it is my submission that while we are pushing ahead with the NIF program, we should ensure that the NIF officers should be available in each and every constituency, but also in each and every tier. I know in my constituency, we have NIF officers at Nambuma, but in tier Kayembe, but we don't have any in Senior Chief Zone. So it's a request and a submission that the NIF as an organization, a microfinance institution, should ensure that it recruits more officers so that those officers should be available at various stations. Madam Speaker, this government is very concerned about revenue generation. And one area that is very critical in terms of revenue generation, Madam Speaker, is the issue about mining. The Honorable Minister of Mining made a presentation here that this government wants to develop rutile mining in Kasia and a number of mines, for example, resuscitating the Kairekera uranium mine. Madam Speaker, if you look at Kairekera itself as a mine, we need to raise serious questions. Did Kairekera assist us as a country to benefit from that mine? Because at global level, Madam Speaker, uranium fetches a lot of good prices, Madam Speaker. But the statistics in terms of contribution of mining operations from the Kairekera, we seem not to have a clear picture in terms of where did the resources go. Can we, and for once, Honorable Minister of Finance and Mining, account for the resources that came out of Kairekera? Because some of us, we don't know. Yet, if you look at the quality of uranium that we had exported outside, we were supposed to be getting in the region of $1 million every year from the time when those operations started. And that also applies to some other mines like the rubies in Shimadzu. We need to ask ourselves, what have we benefited? Once we start raising those issues, then we can easily track, Madam Speaker, so that the Honorable Minister does not face a challenge of fiscal pressure simply because there is little revenues coming out of the mines. But the establishment of the mining company is a very positive development through the Mining Development Corporation, because it will assist to bring sanity into the mining sector, but at the same time, provide an opportunity for broadening the tax base. Madam Speaker, as I am about to wind up, I want to make the last submission. They are in two areas, Madam Speaker. Infrastructure development. An economy that is not performing, Madam Speaker, cannot manage to be investing in the road infrastructure. If you look at the face of Lilongwe right now, it has changed. My cousin who came from studies abroad, he took my vehicle. When he was driving, he got lost and he called me. Can you come quickly? Because I don't know whether I'm in Lilongwe or I'm somewhere else. That is a clear indication that this government is actually delivering. Madam Speaker, the good news for the people of the West is that a contractor for Chimwaza Nambuma, Marembo Road and Nambuma Mponera Road was actually handed the site was handed over to the contractor so that it can be upgraded to bituminous level. That is a positive side. And I know that it's not only Chimwaza Nambuma, but we also talk about Sante, Nkota Road. We are also talking about Likuni, Malingunde Road. These are infrastructures that will open up the rural economy so that if we talk about rural industrialization, it should be hinged heavily on the available resources within various localities. Madam Speaker, the people of Kaluwira in my constituency sent me just for one thing. They asked me that it is very far for their children to access education at Kalonga or even at Shu. They are only requesting from this government.
Consider winding up your time.
I'm winding up. They are only requesting that maybe we need to construct a school block at Kaluwira so that those pupils should be able to access quality education. And the same request came from Chibweza. The same request came from Mundolela. The same request came from Lipiri. They want quality school blocks and teachers' houses so that they are able to access quality education, and in future they should be able to take over from where I will stop, because I will stop in 2035. Mind you, I wanted to declare because I'm coming back in September. Madam Speaker, the last issue I wanted, if I can ask God to bless you. You have always demonstrated leadership, good leadership in this house. It's not easy to control the MPs when certain contentious issues come on the table. But you have always remained calm, and that to us gives us confidence that the government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, as far as legislator is concerned, it is in safe hands. And that is a plus, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the very, very last issue. Let us be assisted to construct a hospital at Kalonga. Kalonga is a very good center. Let us be assisted to construct a secondary school at Samuel. And let us be assisted to upgrade Simbi Community Day Secondary School to a fully-fledged conventional secondary school. Once we do this, Madam Speaker, and with the bituminous roads, we should be able to easily retain the administration of this government beyond 2030, 2035, and the years to come. Thank you very much for giving me this time. I thank you.
Very much, Honorable Member for Doha West, and thank you for the compliments. Honorable Member for, I saw a point of order, Cholo Tava. No. There was a point of order from Cholo Tava.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. This is the House of Records, and is it in order for the Honorable Member who has just resumed his seat to mislead this House and the entire nation that MCP won the elections and there's MCP government, yet we all know that MCP didn't win the elections, but they won through Tonse Alliance. But today they are claiming that MCP government, where are the alliance partners? Let's put things in order. This is the House of Records. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. No need for us to start responding to. The Honorable Members. I think I already earlier made a ruling, I think years ago. Yes, order. Honorable Member for the, is it Dedza Central? Honorable Member, you're rising on. No, I recognize Dedza Central. Yes. Central?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Madam Speaker, for recognizing people of Dedza Central to make this humble contribution to this coming. There is too much background noise now, Madam Speaker. Okay, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving people of Wodedza Central Constituency a chance to make a contribution in this coming national budget. Right Honorable Madam Speaker, Right
Minister of Health and Deputy Leader and Cholo Tava order, please. Yes, Cholo Tava and Honorable Minister of Health. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Right Honorable Madam Speaker, let me start by congratulating the able Finance Minister, Honorable Simplex Chichola Banda, for ably presenting the 2025-2026 national budget in this House. Indeed, the figures are quite colossal. The national budget is being pegged at about 8 trillion kwacha in nominal terms, which is indeed quite a huge amount of money. To this, let me salute this MCP government for coming up with the national budget. Coming to the specifics, Right Honorable Speaker, Madam, let me commend the government for increased allocation to public infrastructure developments. You may agree with me, Right Honorable Speaker, that indeed there are quite a number of public infrastructure developments that have been lined up in this upcoming national budget. For instance, on road rehabilitation as well as roads maintenance. In Dedza, for instance, we are supposed to have the Ngoma Mayani Road. In Nchisa as well, there are also several development projects that are coming up. For instance, there is this Malomo Zaleka Road. We also have got other roads which have also been lined up in Lilongwe West, that's Piranjus and the like, and several other road rehabilitation projects, including the M1 road. To this, we need to commend the government for these initiatives. At the same time, still on the public infrastructure developments, you may agree with me, Right Honorable Madam Speaker, that this government as well is also, this national budget has also increased allocations towards construction of houses for our men in uniform, as well as construction of several clinics, as well as public health facilities. On my second point, Madam Speaker, let me also commend the government for increased allocation on CDF. The Constituency Development Fund has been increased from 200 million kwacha up to 220 million kwacha. To this, we need to give praises to the government. I'm sure that with 220 million kwacha allocation per annum, members of parliament through their area development committees or ADCs, they should be able to come up with various development projects, be it bridges, teacher houses, classroom blocks, police units, and the like in their respective constituencies. I'm sure members of parliament will not miss on this one in terms of delivering infrastructure developments, socio-economic developments in their constituencies. Right Honorable Madam Speaker, let me also come to what I can call macroeconomic fundamentals in our economy. Right Honorable Speaker, it is quite pleasing that in terms of the official rate, our national currency or official rate has always remained stable. I know there are some unscrupulous traders on the black market who have always been trying to sell the dollar at an exorbitant price, more or less like thieving or stealing from unsuspecting Malawians, which is not fair. However, let me commend the government through the Reserve Bank of Malawi for this stable currency stable currency. And I'm sure that if this can continue, the economy should be able to improve as soon as possible. Very soon, starting from next month onwards, people in the villages will start harvesting their crops. The food inflation, which is a major contributor in the way we calculate headline inflation, it means the food inflation should lower down, bearing in mind that the harvest season is about to start. It's my sincere hope that once we have got enough food in this country, both at household level and at national level, inflation figures, which are a bit higher at the moment, should be able to come down. Once we've got low inflation figures, it means these other economic indicators on the ground should also be able to be pointing in a right direction. Very soon as well, this country is also going to open the tobacco market, which means that once the tobacco exports start at the auction floors, the flow of forex or the flow of dollars into the country will also improve. And enough forex flowing into the economy, it means enough forex reserves at RBM. Once we've got enough forex reserves at the Reserve Bank of Malawi, it means that the currency, as I've already said, should be stable or should stabilize. Increased food production by the government, initiatives like AIP, mega farms, is another milestone that this government has to be commended for. And it's my sincere hope that the extra food that is going to be produced in this country, some of which should be exported to other countries, thereby increasing forex reserves into the country. Let me also, Madam Speaker, talk about what I can call the Kasia Lutayo mine. I think I will do a great disservice to the country if I don't talk anything about this promising Kasia Lutayo mine. The Kasia Lutayo mine is one of the largest deposits in this world with Lutayo minerals, which, if we can properly manage it as a country, issues to do with balance of payments or hiccups to do with balance of payments should be a thing of the past. I'm sure that if the government can expedite works for this Lutayo mine so that it becomes operational as soon as possible, in a few years or in a few months, in a few years' time, then our export base as a nation should be improved greatly. In so doing, our import cover should be more than the 3 months, which is recommended by international experts or economic experts, that as a nation or for the economy to grow properly, we should have at least 3 months import cover. With the Lutayo Kasia mine, this can as well be guaranteed. But it all comes down to the way the government manages it, the way we expedite the process to make sure that it becomes operational and the exports start flowing into the country as soon as possible. On good governance and corruption, let me also thank the government for increased allocation to good governance, as well as agencies or departments that deal with fighting corruption in this country. For instance, the ACB. This is indeed quite commendable, bearing in mind that the ACB is going to have another increased funding this coming financial year. We cannot develop as a country if public resources are going down the drain. If a few greedy politicians, a few greedy Malawians or business people are siphoning out money into other foreign countries. this thing together, we must fight this scourge so that as a country, we work together to make sure that poverty is indeed eradicated through proper and prudent use of public resources. Finally, Madam Speaker, let me finalize by asking the government to consider doing these major projects to the people of Desert Central. I have in mind construction of a bridge in the Yampi River that connects Lilongwe and Desert. Not only that, to also ask the government to make sure that the maintenance of
Consider winding up, Honorable. Your time is up.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Within a minute, I should be resuming my seat. I also have in mind the maintenance of the road between Alice Gwengwe School and Tete, which is currently in bad shape. If we can do that, Lord, it will be a great service to the people of the Central constituency. Finally, with these remarks, Madam Speaker, once again, let me thank you for giving people of Desert Central a chance to make these contributions in this National Assembly. I thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much. Desert North. Is it Desert North? Well, I had a request from Desert North, maybe it's not. Salima Southwest, and then there's Rumpi West. Northwest.
Yeah.
No, Salima Northwest.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for once again giving people of Salima Northwest a chance to make a contribution to the budget. On the onset, Madam Speaker, we want to submit that we are in support of this budget as ably presented by the Minister of Finance. Further to it, Madam Speaker, we equally observed that the clusters collaborated well with what is contained in the budget statement as well as budget documents. And specifically, Madam Speaker, as a constituency, as women are crossing Kaninga Bridge, and as women and children are crossing Kote Bridge, which we have constructed using CDF, as students and teachers are witnessing the construction and completion of teachers' houses, which we have done using CDF, as fishermen are crossing Chipodo Bridge using CDF, we want to support it. Cluster number 6, Madam Speaker, we picked when we gathered at CSCR Trading Center a submission that is giving us hope and comfort that the government of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, out of the 18.6 billion under vote 274, which they owned local contractors, 9.1 billion has already been sorted out, and that Treasury is sorting out the 9.2 billion. This gives us comfort because now we know, under vote 274, Roads Fund Administration, our Kaninga Bridge, which is lying along that river, Kaninga, and at Mankwazi specifically, is now going to be completed. We have waited for this bridge for so long. It's under Roads Authority, but the resources come from Roads Fund Administration. When we heard about that submission, and that within the shortest time after this cluster submitted a request that money should be made available for maintenance of our roads, government has quickly sorted out the local contractors, and that this bridge is going to resume its work. Additionally, Madam Speaker, we are so delighted under the same vote that government has made commitment to allocate money for road maintenance, specifically for Chiweta Karonga Road, and also the Blantyre Lilongwe stretch, which is very good. These are the main stretches that we are all using, and these are national stretches. Madam Speaker, under vote 274, we took note as a constituency, and this is the subvented organizations, specifically for higher education students loan and grants board. I want to say thank you so much, government, because the pressure which quite often is on members of parliament and parliaments, government is going to resolve the issue of needed students, that is upward revised the facility that is meant for students' loans from 24 billion in 2024-25 financial year to 36 billion in the year 25-26 financial year. This therefore means that our students have jumped accessing these loans from 260,000 per student per year to 560,000 per student per year, which is very commendable. This shows that the president has got at heart the students that are in the public universities. We therefore, as I said earlier, in support of the budget, because it gives us that comfort that education at that higher level can easily be accessed. Under the same subvented organizations, Madam Speaker, vote 275, as a constituency, when men and women assembled at Levy Trading Center as well as Nema Trading Center after a rigorous day of fishing, we took note that Luana's budget of 42.391 billion as allocated in the 2025-2026 financial year is worth supporting. Why? Because within this estimate, there is 2.5 billion for mega farms, and that Luana is making greater efforts to promote fertilizer production and seed development to help transforming Malawi's agricultural landscape. This augurs well with the ATMM. The ATMM, yes. And we're in support as a constituency that this money, the minister should consider the request made by Luana under vote 275 for upward revision and consider specifically the fertilizer production. Why? This is a game changer. We will be having bumper harvest. Just yesterday, the Minister of Agriculture and other ministers held a developmental rally in Salima North. And the minister clearly articulated that there is heavy investment in agriculture to make sure that we slightly start moving now from rain-fed agriculture to irrigation agriculture. And if this fertilizer can be supported, the fertilizer initiative can be supported as Rwanda has put it, then the issue of hunger shall be an issue of the past. Madam Speaker, under vote 120, which is Ministry of Local Government, Unity and Culture, as my friends have already alluded to, we are so thankful as a constituency for the upward revision of CDF. There are so many doubting Thomases, but if some people don't think this CDF has done wonders to many constituencies, let them come and see the school blocks that we have constructed in my constituency using CDF. We have done infrastructure which was never there before. Madam Speaker, we have moved from 25 million in 2019 to 250 now. That is not a mean achievement. We want to thank His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. This money is going to help us quite a lot in improving our community infrastructures, like construction of school blocks, roads, etc., etc. Under vote 190, which is the Ministry of Agriculture, we as well want to say thank you so much to government and to the President that within this vote 190, we are going to see our AIP beneficiaries, the numbers being good enough that many can access the inputs. Madam Speaker, looking at time, we have got quite a lot that we should have submitted as a constituency, but once again is to thank you and wishing you good health, Madam Speaker, as you continue managing this August House. We are one country and we have no any other country other than this one called Malawi. We love to live peacefully and we shall transcend the same into our constituencies, that we shall coexist peacefully. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Salima Southwest. Sorry, Salima Northwest. I had recognized Rumpi West, but looking at the time, I'm sure you'll be considered first tomorrow. Thank you. And Didongwe City Center. Honorable Leader of the House.
Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, I would like to thank you in the manner you chaired proceedings today, but also thank honorable members for their commitment to debate on the budget statement, which was ably presented by the Minister of Finance, Honorable Simplex Chichorabanda. And while I wish you good evening, I would like to announce business for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we shall start with questions needing oral replies, but we shall be cognizant of the fact that we would have many members who would like to debate on the budget, and for that reason, we shall give more time to members to debate on the budget. I thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, and have a blessed evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Leader. Honorable members, it is 5 o'clock. A minute past 5. I'll actually adjourn the House to tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. House adjourn, and thank you very much, Honorable members.
Blantyre City Southeast, Nzimba North, and Nchisi South, among others. The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Honorable Simplex Chichola Banda MP, gave a response to some of the contributions made in the House. The Speaker, Right Honorable Catherine Godani Hara MP, has since adjourned the House to tomorrow, Tuesday, at 9:30 in the morning. Umonso ndi mmene tamalizira kukupatsirani zokambirana za phungu ku Nyumba ya Malamulo lero lolemba pa 24 March 2025. Muzokambirana za lero, aphungu apitiriza kuthira ndemanga pa ndondomeko ya chuma cha boma ya 2025-2026. Ndipo ena mwa aphungu omwe athirapo ndemanga ndi ochokera madera a Rumpi East, Blantyre City South East, Nzimba North, komanso Nchinji South. Nduna ya zachuma olemekezeka a Simplex Chichola Banda MP anayankhapo pa zina mwa ndemanga zomwe aphungu anapereka mnyumbayi. Pakadali pano, aspikala a Nyumba ya Malamulo olemekezeka a Catherine Godani Hara MP ayimitsa zokambirana nyumbayi kuti aphungu adzakumanenso mawa lachiwiri nthawi ya 9:30 mmawa. Dzina langa ndi Chikondi Manjawira, malo mwa anzanga onse ogwira ntchito kuno ku Kanema Parliament, tikuti pitirizani kuonera Kanema.